What is good, everyone? This is the Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. As always, I'm Brandon, joined with me, Cody and Dallas. With me, as always.
Hello.
Did I mix
Always
them?
here for you.
Always here for me. We're going over Chaos Walking with Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen. Is it Mikkelsen or Mikkelsen? I've heard it both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yes.
Oh, what's his name?
Mikkelsen.
He's a Le Chef or something in a James Bond. What is it?
Yeah. One of those.
It's something like that.
One of those French words.
Yeah. Great Bond villain, though. One of
Yes.
the best, right?
Yes, that's one of my favorite Bond movies.
I would say the best. Not my favorite, but the best Bond movie. We're not
That's
talking...
probably my favorite. And probably not the best, but it's probably my favorite. Casino Royale. Just so you know. Okay.
Well, I know which one.
I thought you were looking at me.
No, I think that's the only new Daniel Craig 007 that I've seen, actually.
You haven't seen Skyfall?
No.
Spectre.
Don't see Spectre, and especially don't see Quantum of Solace.
Okay.
Just don't.
Just watch him.
Anyways, we're
You might
talking
like him.
Chaos
Walking.
right?
Yes.
No, it's
James
all good.
Bond.
No, it's all good. Listen, this is one of the few movies that's actually out in theaters. First one we've seen together. Kind of got ready to...
Felt good to get out and watch it.
I did. Man, I just love going to the theater, man. Just hits different, right?
It's my church. It's my favorite place to go.
It's we've talked about this in the past. Movies are a holy place, right?
They are.
Yeah, unless the movie's terrible.
Yeah, right.
And you're by yourself, I guess. You can just sit there and watch it and be on your phone or whatever. But it's a holy place. Don't get on your phone. Be quiet. Watch the movie. Those people next to us are getting a little too chatty for me.
Yeah, I did.
I almost said something.
Me too. But
awful. How disrespectful, man. If you're out there and you're on your phone during a movie, talking during a movie, like, lowest form of scum you are.
Yeah.
You're just the bottom of society.
And those people who bring babies to movies, shame.
Get this.
Shame on you.
My wife and I brought she was 6 months old at the time to Rise of Skywalker.
Oh, shame on
Slept the entire time.
Ooh,
okay.
Entire movie, just out. It was amazing, dude.
Oh,
very.
Sorry to your wife.
No.
Now she's going to hate me.
So, Chaos Walking, Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley. This was filmed in 2017, 4 years ago. For some reason, 2 years later, they decided it needed reshoots. Apparently, the testing they went through, audiences hated the ending. Don't know what the original ending was, but they said people just thought it was like the most garbage thing they've ever seen. Now, here's the problem. 2019, your two stars are busy doing other things. Daisy Ridley doing The Rise of Skywalker, and then Tom Holland doing Spider-Man Far From Home, right? They had to wait until they were clear to do reshoots, right? Get them back looking like their 2017 selves, and then re-edit the whole thing. This thing has gone through 3 or 4 complete edits.
That's crazy.
Essentially 3 to 4 different movies of this.
Wow.
Is that why the ending seemed a little abrupt?
That's why the whole movie kind of seems choppy.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering that. Like we kind of talked about it after we watched it. We're kind of all like, yeah, it was pretty good. Like, we were entertained and whatnot, but now that I'm like digesting it and like thinking about it, I was still entertained. I still liked it. I think it's just because Tom Holland is just so likable. Oh,
absolutely.
I think he did a great job with the material that he was given, I guess. But I don't know. Like, after I digested it, it's still kind of... I was entertained. I liked it, but I don't know what score I'll give it. But it was okay. But it felt very choppy to me.
It does kind of just go scene to scene. Like, there's not as much of a transition, I would say.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, here's the next thing.
It feels more like a series of events rather than a progression of one event, is how I would put it.
It's like they almost tried to get 3 books into one movie.
Yeah. No, exactly. This is based off a book. I don't know much about it.
Neither do I. That's why I know it was 3 movies. It seemed like they were going to try to do sequels throughout the movie, but then it kind of...
I think this was good as a one-off, man.
Yeah.
Like, it came at the perfect time. Theaters are getting back into things. We're itching to get back out of the pandemic, right?
Yeah.
Look, I would see this twice in the theater, right? I really liked it. I may say some negative things about it, but that doesn't mean I hated it.
So he's going to give it a 9.
This really wasn't that good of a movie. I'm going to give it a 9.4. No, just kidding. Speaking of scores, let's get into it. So, Dallas, you didn't really know much about this movie going into it, so we'll start with you. You were fresh. What did you think?
I mean, when I saw one trailer probably like in 2019 or whatever, and then just completely forgot about this movie until you told me that we were going to see it again. I was like, oh, that's just barely coming out. But I mean, I liked it. Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, I thought, did really good actually. Middle of the pack movie, so for me that's usually close to a 7, so I'm gonna give it a 7.2.
7.2. I like it.
Wow.
I thought it was an average good movie.
I sound wow. Anyway, for me, oh man, it's middle of the road. I mean, it was a B movie for me, so maybe even a B minus. So I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10.
I do not understand your scoring at all. How is a 5 out of 10 a B?
I know, it's like I told you how I scored it last week with all those people who were watching last week. You know,
all the people in our Instagram comments saying, "Why is Cody so different from you guys?"
Every DM I get is Brandon overrates everything and Cody underrates everything.
This is why we keep Dallas around.
I'm just right in the middle for you guys.
Like, it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's worth the watch for sure.
Yeah.
But like, there's definitely some problems for me now that I had a chance to digest it and stuff. But we'll get into it. But I might raise it at the end of the. Like we said, there's no score that's
no score solid until the podcast is
exactly.
over. Right? That's sorry everyone. I just hit our recording table. Anyways, I'm gonna give it a 7.8. All right. Look, this is a solid movie. Solid. The point of movies to me is always escapism. How long can you keep me in the reality of whatever you've created? How long can you keep me... Like Wonder Woman. Wonder Woman, I watched it alone by myself. First time in the theater I ever pulled my phone out because I just could not get into it. I just couldn't be there, right? I'd rather be in like my own reality than whatever they've built. So 7.8 for me is really solid. Like I said, it's clunky. It has things that doesn't really make sense. I love Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen. You know, amazing stuff. That gives it a total of, wow, apparently the devil's number because that's 6.66. We'll call it a 6.7 just to avoid that.
See, it's a terrible movie. No, I'm just kidding. It's really not that terrible. I just had some problems with it, that's all.
No, there's problems with it. To say there aren't problems with it is just a bold-faced lie.
Yeah.
But it's likable and it's solid, right? It's enjoyable for the time period that we're in.
And that's a 5 for me.
I don't get it. You know what a 5 is for me?
What?
A 5 is the most... Well, I guess... Crap, I might end up agreeing with you. To me, 5 is like the most okay... whatever movie. Yeah. You know, if 10's perfect and 0 is like just trash, then in theory a 5 is just...
Yeah, right down the
It's
middle.
forgettable, though. I don't think Chaos Walking is necessarily forgettable.
I think it is.
Do you think so?
I think we won't remember it or talk about it in the future.
I think there's one thing we'll talk about. The thing about this movie that's a 10 out of 10 is the concept.
Yes.
The concept is great. Yes.
We talk about concepts a lot in this podcast. There is a lot of good concepts that we talk about, but the concept with your thoughts being outside your mind and, oh man, that'd be terrible.
Awful.
It's a good thing there was no women on that
just for the men.
planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was women on the planet. Their little tribe just decided to get rid of all the women on
terrible
for them.
Right? I mean, spoilers, right? We're going to get into it. And
People should know what spoilers
We
are.
always give spoilers.
I just want to give it away. So they end up killing all the women. So did Prentice community kill all the women?
I believe so, yeah.
Is that
I
what
think
you got from it?
For the Prentice tribe or whatever.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they ended up killing all their
they
women.
were like a break off.
Because they were tired of them knowing everything about
The
that.
women knowing all their secrets and they knew nothing about the
knew
women,
nothing about it.
essentially.
Is that it? Because I did pick that up, but I thought the main point was like religious extremism like took over the camp, and they thought that women were inferior because...
I did not get that.
You
Where
didn't
did
get that?
Where did
I know
that
what
come
you're
from?
talking
Is that
about.
from the preacher?
That's from the preacher, right? He was saying that women were inferior because they can't do that.
They can't do
I
it.
think that was the way that they gave it to the other villagers to make them kind of go along with them. Like,
oh, okay.
This is you don't have a soul if they can't see your thoughts or whatever type of thing. Like that's kind of how the preacher, it came across, and we can get into what the preacher really was also later.
That's just a terrible idea to kill all the women, though. I mean, even though they don't have souls,
I know it was interesting, but
No, and that would be like one of the things I would knock. It's like
Yeah.
Why kill all the women? What's the point of that?
Yeah, there's no point. I don't know. I don't understand it.
Jealousy.
Because they could...
Or secrecy. I don't know. Yeah, you're just like... I can't see your thought, but yeah, you can see...
Well, what about like
Yeah.
the people who could control their noise really well? Like Prentice, you hardly ever heard his thoughts. So wouldn't he be... Maybe that's why him and the preacher had that issue, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll get more into it. We're talking Chaos Walking with Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley, Mads Mikkelsen. I'm going to switch back and forth. Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm going to be doing that all night. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network, going over Chaos Walking, new film. Quick synopsis, just because this is such an interesting take, right?
Yeah.
The whole movie is essentially this new planet where only men's
New
thoughts...
Earth, right? Is that what they call it?
New World.
New World, yeah.
Yeah.
New World, only men's thoughts are projected.
Mm-hmm.
We learn, even though it's not true, that the native species killed all the women, right? And we
What
think
are they called again?
the spackle.
The spackle. Okay.
Spackle?
Yeah, what?
Yeah, that's
That was
spack.
Speck. I wasn't paying much attention to them because they're not in this.
They're not in it very much, but we'll get to that.
So only the men can have their thoughts projected. They call it the noise, right? So this woman comes who's part of a scouting party from the old Earth, essentially looking for life on here. We later learn there's more villages, more women, but this sort of religious extremist town has decided to kill all of them for whatever reason. We're not entirely sure.
Which I want to bring up a point. There's the pastor in this movie. Do you think he's like an aberration of what's his name? His apprentice?
The mayor's...
The mayor's, yeah. Do you think he's a real pastor? Or do you think he's...
When you brought that up out of the movie, it blew my mind. And then he gets set on fire, right? And then he just disappears.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's no body. It didn't seem like there was a body there.
But there's the physical actions he does, right?
Yeah.
He slaps Tom Holland's character.
Yeah.
And he drowns the dog.
Is it just the noise, though, that the mayor can control it that well?
That's what I thought, because does the mayor have some sort of mind control? Because we see he starts using his
he
noise.
does the fence around Daisy.
Yeah,
he
he's
does that
able to
like
project it more, which Tom kind of did. I thought they'd explore that more. I thought Tom would have some sort of power to like really project his thoughts.
No, something else that wasn't.
That should have been done more.
Yeah, I think they went and...
I think that was cut. I think that was part of the reshoots. They have that scene where he projects the giant snake to Nick Jonas, or whatever, and it like scares him. I thought he'd use that more. Nope.
No.
Only time we'll ever see something like that.
He could have used it a lot, I think.
Oh, a ton.
Yeah.
That probably would have helped on their journey.
Yeah, on the journey. It seemed like there was a lot of unexplored moments, like even the spackle.
The spackle.
Spackle. That was. I mean, you saw him for like a scene, and that was it.
20 seconds, maybe.
Yeah. They like attacked him, and Tom Holland's going to kill him.
Tom Holland actually attacks him.
Yeah, he just kind of drags him.
And when Daisy stands up in front of him, he doesn't go after her. Tom goes after him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He's like, I just saved your life. It's like, well, he actually...
Well,
I
he's
think
believing everybody. Right?
I know, but I'm saying...
all the people that
I think that's kind of
with.
what they wanted us to see, though, also, was that the spackle actually weren't that bad.
That bad. And that was enough.
And
I think that's played to the mystery, right? Oh, the spackle aren't as bad as we thought. Well, then why are we hearing all these horror stories? Why is Tom Holland's character so afraid of it? Mm-hmm. I think they set up a lot of mystery that kind of plays out a little, but not, like I said, it's that clunkiness, it's that
it just never,
unanswered, unfinished, whatever.
Yeah, there are a lot of unanswered questions, I would say.
There are a lot, yeah.
So, but going back to the mind control, I didn't think about that before. I think that might be pretty accurate with this noise, because all the guys that are following him on horses and stuff have that like noise around their head.
They call it the circle. Part of the circle.
Part of the circle. Yeah.
Again, another unanswered question, right?
Maybe we should read the books. I don't know, but yeah, that's a good point. That might be mind control.
So, but is it mind control for them to see the preacher then? So, like, the preacher is not a real. But then, how does Daisy Ridley get attacked by him and whatnot?
Well, she sees the fence and everything like that too. She sees the noise.
Yeah, but in theory, it should just be nothing.
Yeah,
right.
I get you.
So how is he doing these physical things? But he just is. Here's the thing.
Or is it like his Jiminy Cricket? Is it like his conscience
Dude,
telling him what he's doing is wrong and he's going to hell?
There's a line dropped in The Preacher that says the noise needs a martyr. So, like someone will die and become the pure or something like that. I can't remember. And that's what I think he is. I think he was meant to be like the martyr of the noise, like the true believer of the noise, and he was evaporated or became it, or I don't know, dude.
But no one saw it.
Besides Daisy Ridley's character, right? Viola.
Right, well, she didn't, but she doesn't believe in the spiritual noise, I guess.
So I don't think we'll ever know, and that's a big. I think that specifically is a big knock on the movie. Yeah. I would say the Preacher storyline.
Yeah, it is a strange because really you get no answers, and I hate him after that dog scene.
Oh, dude, that dropped it. This movie probably would have been a 7.9, but that dog scene just... Look, here at the Common Critic, we do not appreciate dogs dying.
Sorry, I had a sneeze. I held it in.
That's why
I wasn't crying because of the dog.
Cody's very emotional.
He was very attached to the dog during this movie.
It was a good dog.
It was a good dog.
If you want to watch a good dog movie, watch Togo on Disney Plus with Willem Dafoe. There's a good dog movie.
That is a good dog movie.
Anyways.
And Air Bud. Anyway, continue.
Let me relate this to something. The Village. We talk about M. Night Shyamalan a lot. This has a Village sort of vibe. Not so much with... In The Village, there's a lot of distinction between the colors, yellow and red. Yellow being this made to represent safety, warning, purity, and red made to represent the danger of things, right?
Right.
But in the sense of control and manipulation and creating fear in order to control a population, sort of thing, lies of something else being out there that could help the given community, the people are choosing to lie and keep control rather than really help. You know, this was made in 2017. Take with it whatever things you want to get out of that to relating it to the modern world or whatever. But it is interesting, this concept of mind control, lying, controlling a population.
For safety, right?
For safety, right?
For safety. Kind of. So go ahead, Del.
Well, no, just for in Prentice's mind, the betterment of his community.
Yeah.
I mean, but really it just benefits him, it seems like.
And that's what it always kind of seems to go to, right? It benefits the people who are in charge, who think better for other people, right? And that's the whole problem, I guess, is people think they know better for everybody else. And just let us choose our own life, man, you know? So I just feel like Tom Holland's character, he was just manipulated his whole life.
Well, because he was the youngest, and he was that's how he was raised. Everyone else there, pretty much, besides probably Nick Jonas's character, who's around the same age.
Another unexplored.
Oh, yeah. He was very forgetful, except for the fact that it was Nick Jonas. That was the only time I'd be like, oh, yeah, Nick Jonas is in this movie, when he would show up for...
But I feel like they had like a conflict, right? And they were going to...
Yeah.
Something was going to happen between the two, and it just never came to fruition.
Let's keep track. I'm going to start keeping track on my notes. How many unexplored and unanswered themes there are in this?
Yeah.
We got the Preacher.
Yep.
Right, and now we have Nick Jonas's character, and I would say we have...
the Spackle, or whatever.
The Spackle.
Yeah.
And I would almost say the noise manipulation, the projection, right?
Yeah.
So that's 4 so far.
We could also go, why didn't more women escape to this other
villages? Why didn't they go to this other town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe they just didn't get the chance. I'm willing to just chalk that up to...
They trusted
ambush, surprise attack. Yeah,
they trusted their men,
but I mean, it seems like Tom Holland's mom was like one of the last women to die.
Yeah,
you would think you would kind of see the pattern of, oh, look, all the other women in this village are dying.
Yeah. Well, maybe they did it all at once.
But I guess you could also, if they're telling everybody that Spackle's the one killing them. Yeah. Then the women are living in fear, I guess.
But hold on, the journal of his mom, didn't it kind of lay out like the entire planet? Or was it just saying she's fearful because there's more and more of a divide between the men and the women?
Maybe.
And why would he keep...
All right, I'll chalk that up on the tally marks. You're right. I'll put that down for unexplored.
Is that his dad? Like, I don't understand. Were they
Ben or whatever his name was? I don't know, dude. I don't know because he calls him by his first name, but it is made to seem whether he's a father figure or not.
Yeah,
or Killian.
Or Killian. Yeah.
Either one, right?
Yeah, another unexplored.
Every time they said Killian, I could just think of Iron Man 3. I don't know why. Probably just because I had just watched it.
Yeah.
So, no, that's the thing.
Again,
Look,
unanswered.
again, this is a solid movie. I don't want people out there thinking we're, crapping all over the movie or whatever, because we enjoyed it, right? We all came out and said we enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. I'd see it again. It's perfect for the time, right? There are a bunch of unexplored answers, but there will be things we like that we'll talk about in the next segment. Stick around. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network, talking Chaos Walking, Tom Holland, Daisy Ridley. Great movie. I don't want to say great, really good movie. It's solid
50-50.
movie.
Good. It's a good movie.
We've said a few negative things. Don't let that...
I'm sorry. I just keep going.
It's all Cody's fault.
I know. I'm the negative Nelly over here.
But no, I don't think you're that
Okay,
negative.
all right.
Now, do I still not understand your rating system? Yes. But I trust you. One great thing about this is we kind of talked about it after the movie. This doesn't feel like, it's hard to say purposely funny, but like naturally funny, right? Just the way he comes off with his thoughts, right? Tries to distract it by saying, I'm Todd Hewitt.
Yeah. Poor guy.
The him imagining him kissing Viola, and then she's like, "What are you doing?" Because she can see it.
Well, I thought he was really kissing her. I was like, wow, that's a bold move, Cotton. But
bold
see if it pays off for him here.
And then I was like, oh, it's just his noise making that happen.
I mean, that made me kind of side with the apprentice a little bit, like every man's thought is out there now.
Yeah.
It's like, let's be real, most guys are out there. Honestly, I was surprised they didn't talk about more men not killing other men, just because you can't. If they can see your thought, I mean,
well, apparently some of them get. The reason he has a hard time, right, is how I took it. Him and so Tom Holland and Jonas' brother Nick
Jonas, whatever.
They're younger, right? I think it's probably obviously harder to control when you're younger.
Mm-hmm. Well, I didn't get that, because you see all the guys on the horse and stuff, apprentices, like main guys, theirs are going crazy the whole time.
Yeah, there's mind control. I think it's mind control.
I think it's mind control. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
When
now that we're talking about it,
But when Prentice wants them to, then it simmers down. When they're around Prentice is when it simmers down. When they're off, or like when they're together without Prentice, theirs are going crazy the whole time.
I don't know. I could just chalk that up as like they're just writing and they're bored and they're just thinking.
Maybe.
Oh man, I'm really bored while writing. I don't know.
I think they missed some comedy moments. You think
there could have been more comedy?
I think there should have been more comedy moments.
Really? I thought it was like perfect amount.
Do you think so?
Because there was never like a big ha-ha scene.
No.
But there was a bunch of when it's just Tom and Daisy just together. Just
breathe out your nose hard. Like, that's funny.
Little smirks the whole time.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Yeah, but like whoever's walking and you get a song stuck in your head, I think that would have been good. Like a song just like over.
That would have been hilarious.
Yeah, right. See, I don't know, but. I mean, it's not a comedy movie, so I understand that,
No, but I think the humor plays in part to the concept of what would it be like if just your thoughts were out there. Every stupid, dumb thought, every screw up you have is just out there, and like sometimes you just gotta embrace it. Yeah. Right? Like, what else are you gonna do? you think about making out with this chick or whatever, and she's right there. Yeah. What are you supposed to? You can't. You say sorry.
That's what he says.
What do you do?
Sorry,
I'll go over here.
And you just walk away, right?
I'll go sit in the rain over here
with my dog.
No, the dog doesn't go with him.
Oh, that's right. I would stay.
Let's not bring up the dog anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
Sorry,
poor dog.
You want to know? Speaking of Daisy Ridley's and Tom Holland's relationship specifically, best thing this movie did is not make it a romantic relationship like that. Look, naturally you're going to have Tom Holland attracted to her because, look, first girl, some blonde chick, right, comes in or whatever. Of course he's going to have that, but she's going to have no interest.
She's pretty.
She's going to have no interest,
she's
right?
Pretty.
That's what he kept saying.
I know.
Blonde hair.
Yellow hair. Yeah, yellow hair.
Yellow hair, yeah.
But it's like, look, you don't need to force that in a movie like this. There's no room to grow the romantic relationship when you're running for your lives the whole time, essentially.
Oh, I
right?
think there was.
So you disagree with me?
Well, there could have been a nice little moment in the rain right there. I mean, come on.
It's true. I mean,
there could have. No, I'm glad they didn't. I was
Yeah.
actually surprised that they didn't even give us it at the end when the rest of her ship has come down and they're settling that new civilization, and they go in and she kind of just brushes them off. Like she's kind of. Honestly, I was waiting for it, and then I was like, oh, they didn't fully pursue that.
This movie did what Rise of Skywalker should have done.
write that down. He didn't pursue that one either.
Okay, that's another tally mark for our unanswered, unpursued.
Because, I mean, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I was go ahead.
Yeah, Rise of Skywalker at the end. Kylo Ren and Rey. Forced.
So
awful.
forced.
Right?
Whoa.
Big, awful part of that movie. And it just so happens it's both Daisy Ridley.
Yeah.
Right?
So
they avoided that mistake, I think.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah, I agree with that.
I think this would have been a worse movie had that romantic relationship been forced.
This one wouldn't have felt forced to me if at the very end it was just like one last kiss, right at the very end.
Or even a hug, something.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
because it seemed like they were building up to it.
Yeah, that's
and then
true.
there was no with it. I don't think it would have ruined.
Did you mark that one down? They're building up to the relationship.
Yeah, I already got that.
You already
one
got that one.
marked
Okay.
down. I'll reveal the final tally at the end of.
I'm sure we're missing some, but I don't want to get negative again, but I felt like Daisy Ridley didn't talk for the first half of the movie, or even more.
I do think that was a strange character decision. What it seemed to play out as she chose to be part of this scouting party, right? So obviously she's ambitious in some sort of way.
Capable.
Yeah, and no, it showed that she was capable for a long time. She could handle herself in all these situations, fixing the motorbike, battling the priest, having all the different gadgets and whatnot. Why was she so negative towards Tom
and silent.
Instantly? And silent, yeah. That's what I don't get. Why did it take her so long to open up? There we go. We got another tally mark.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I was wondering. Like the whole time, I'm like, she's really quiet. Is it because of the noise and she's just trying to figure things out? I can see that for like the first maybe like a couple minutes, but
I think you might have answered that, because I think her first impression of the men there was hearing the thoughts of get her, kill her, grab her, capture her.
Because I mean, initially she steals something from their farm, so she's kind of on the run already, and then all of a sudden she has a bunch of people coming after her.
Yeah, I understand.
And there's only men around, and she can obviously tell something's going on.
Right.
That's not completely right with this.
Yeah,
So,
I agree with that. And I understand that. I'm just saying, like towards. It just felt like it was way towards the end.
They dragged it out a little long for
too far.
Because there is that moment, and it's probably about halfway through where he's like, "Oh, you do talk."
Yeah.
Like, oh, she talks. Like, I don't know. So I get where you're going with that.
When they first start their own adventure, after Tom Holland puts his horse down, kind of a bummer, but that's what happens, right? Where his thoughts, his noise, accidentally starts talking crap on her or something, right? Saying like, she screwed it up. I should just give her. Look, my life's ruined. Look what happened to Killian.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's the issue. So she heard that, and that's why she's all like, look, you're my only lifeline, but you're going to walk in front of me. Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to keep an eye on you this whole time.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm taking that with a grain of salt, is the thing.
Okay.
Should they have made it to where she talks more? Absolutely. But I'm not going to knock it too much for that.
Okay. I just think they missed an opportunity, I guess.
Oh, definitely. That's why why we have it on the tally mark.
I think you're wasting. I think Daisy Ridley is a good actress. And
Absolutely.
I think she's. I think they wasted her. I think they wasted whatever his name is. Not Tom Holland, but
Mads.
Yeah.
Nicholas.
Mads.
Yeah. I don't know. That's just how I kind of felt when I was watching it. So, but like I said, I enjoyed it. So,
I thought the scenes he was really good in, though.
Yeah.
Like, he comes across. He is a very good villain on screen.
That's why he always plays villains, right? Yeah. Even essentially in Rogue One, he was a good guy, but he still had to work for the Empire, right? Yeah. Doctor Strange, villain. Obviously 007, villain. What was the other one? I was just thinking about all the times that Mads Mikkelsen he's always
he
has that look,
Oh, Hannibal. He plays Hannibal Lecter, right?
Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, it's
is
it his face? What is it? What is it?
Dude,
why does he always
has to be his face? He's just got he's
a
scary. He's just an evil looking dude. I don't know.
How'd you like to be typecast as that? You're just an evil looking dude.
I mean, it's making him money. I don't think he's too worried.
I don't think he has to be. Again, Rogue One, He didn't seem that scary to me, right?
Yeah, but did you trust him?
Yes, I did. Absolutely. 100%. In Rogue One? Or are you talking?
That's what I'm saying. Like when you first see him on the screen, you see his face.
At first in this movie, I actually did trust him.
You did.
And like the first part when he like came in and whatnot, it wasn't. I'm talking like the first scene when he's come down into the mirror. The thing is because I didn't understand too much. I trusted Tom Holland, and Tom Holland seemed to have trust him. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I think that's a positive on the movie, right? Build trust to be betrayed.
Yeah.
Later, right?
Yeah.
You learn the dark secrets. Again, relating this to M. Night Shyamalan's The Village.
Yeah.
Right? Build trust in the leaders and the characters and whatnot, only to be betrayed and realize what the...
Disappointed, yeah.
You know, it's cliche, but that's what it is. Now, does the execution of it work, this betrayal? I think so.
Yeah. I didn't have a problem with that. I didn't think it was... I think it was fine, so...
Just fine?
Just fine. Just about 5 out of 10. Fine.
I still don't get it. It's all good. Anyways, you're listening to The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network, going over Chaos Walking. Stick with us. We're having a good time here. We're going to finish it up in this last segment. So, yeah, stick around. Welcome back, everyone. This is The Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network. We're finishing up Chaos Walking. We've had a good mix of things to say.
What's our tally at right now?
Our tally, I'm not going to say.
Not yet? Okay.
No,
Right.
I'll leave it for the end.
I was excited.
For those of you coming in, we've been keeping... The big flaw of this movie is the unanswered, unfinished, unexplored plot points, characters, whatever you want to call it. So we've been keeping track of how many there are, and I will save that for the end for the listeners of how many of those we have. But it's getting up there, and I feel like there's a few things.
So you guys are still at your scores after we've talked?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
I think I have one more on answer question. This one's a little out there, though.
Let's hear it.
So bear with me for 2 seconds. But were all the men gay then?
I don't know.
At this point?
I've thought that, too.
Did you see the 2 dads especially?
Mm-hmm. But I thought they were brothers, is the thing. But
brothers?
I didn't know what to...
I don't know.
I don't know. That's a great question.
Well, you see
tally that, Mark.
No,
they sleep in the same bed, and then he's crying for him after.
They do, yeah.
So
I don't know.
I mean, no knock against it or whatever.
Yeah, no.
But
of
I was
course
just
not,
wondering.
but I'm wondering.
Yeah, that was kind of a...
Why wasn't that explored more?
Yeah, it seemed like they had a relationship, but you couldn't really tell if they were just really good buddies.
Yeah.
Or if it was Brokeback Mountain, you know?
Yeah. I wonder if they just skipped over to the other village real quick for a nightcap every once in a while.
They just go out for a weekend.
Yeah. Well, no, because remember whatever that farm place was, if we see apprentice people, we strangle them out.
But there were apprentice people there that weren't killed, though.
Yeah,
That's another tally. There we go.
The ones who had...
Why didn't they get killed?
It seemed like the ones who had converged early enough, kind of thing.
Sorry, go ahead. I just thought...
Is it the ones that... We'll call it... what should we call it? The Great Purge or something?
Yeah.
Is it the ones who escaped before the Purge that were allowed?
No, because you hear the one guy... and he talks about, he's like, I didn't know what they were doing.
That's
so I'm
true.
assuming he didn't have a wife or a sister or, a female relative there with him. And then he realized, oh, it's my actual people killing all these women. And then he escaped. Because they say people escaped years ago. Because when they're telling Tom Holland to go there, they're like, he's like, yeah, but that was years ago. We don't know if they even survived or if it even exists. Yeah. So I think the people, and really we only see the one guy who says it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, he's standing next to someone else, kind of like shaking his head.
Yeah, there's
like,
some implied others, right?
Yeah. So to me, it was probably around the time Tom Holland was born, and those people realized,
okay,
let's get out of here. And now anyone else, because they've been in this system now for 20 years.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys aren't changing your ways, so.
Yeah.
Look, we only saw it once, so I think there's going to be some things we missed. But I think you're correct. That's not what I took, but I think you're correct in that now.
Yeah, that's just how I saw it.
So you made me think of something.
What's that?
So is it Ben, right? Is it Tom Holland's dad? Or character shaker or whatever you want to call him. So kind of going back to the preacher, he makes Daisy Ridley, right? He comes out of the barn.
Best scene. One of the best scenes for that is when he fakes the Daisy Ridley.
So that kind of goes back to the preacher point, right?
But as soon as she's touched...
Does she get touched, or
she disappears?
Or does he get touched?
No, she does.
She
Remember,
gets touched, I'm pretty sure.
He goes to kill her or whatever.
I don't remember.
Or he does something where he touches her and immediately she disappears.
Okay. Oh, is it just because Ben's not as strong
yeah.
as the mayor?
Maybe, but either way,
I'm still convinced that
I feel like any time that there was... I know, and when you did say that after the movie, I was like, okay, that does make the most sense.
I think that's the funnest theory. You know, what is the preacher?
I was trying to back it up with that.
Yeah, but if we hadn't seen the preacher actually physically hit Tom Holland in the first scene...
Yeah.
I think you would have like a perfectly solid case.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
They should have done that because it could have been like a Sixth Sense sort of thing where it's like, oh, he's been dead the whole time. Well, let me look back. Oh, his wife never actually talks to him.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
There's all these things where it's like, oh my gosh, he was dead the entire time.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Now, does the snake get Jonas' brother?
No, it's just it scares him, right?
It just scares
pops
the horse.
Up, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
You know what?
Just a ruse.
When we're more famous or rich or whatever in the future, let's recreate. Let's do our own Chaos Walking better. Let's answer all these questions, right?
I think it would have been better as a trilogy. I think if they would have
at least a sequel.
Yeah, or something. Maybe
Split
a TV series
somehow.
or something.
TV series
like
for
a mini,
sure.
like a 6-part episode, like
Yeah,
or something like that. I think that would have been better. Be able to explain more and go more into depth into things. But that's kind of hard to do with that all-star of a cast.
Well, I think we've covered all the unanswered stuff for the most part. Right?
I'm trying to think,
All right, the final tally of unanswered characters, plots, developments, whatever. The tally is 10.
That's a good even number.
It is an even number. I like that. But that's high.
That is high.
Imagine you tell someone you're trying to pitch them this movie and you leave out 10 things, unexplored points, right?
Can you imagine this pitch meeting?
But it's insane that there's 10 of these things and I still like the movie because those things didn't bother me enough to hate it.
Because there's enough action, there's enough comic relief.
Yeah.
Tom Holland and Daisy Ridley, I really do love in this movie. They were great.
I think they should do another movie. I think.
Oh yeah.
Like how chemistry was good.
Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone do a lot together.
Yeah.
I feel like they kind of did leave the door open that they could do a sequel to this. With the new world coming in, the second wave.
Yeah.
And so they could do something like that. I don't know.
And just call it that. Call it second wave. Don't call it Chaos Walking 2.
No,
just call it
second wave.
Second wave or something like that, right?
That'd be fine. No, I don't think I would be mad. I would probably go see the sequel.
I would.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah,
I would be excited enough to see the sequel because, again, like I said, the best thing about this is the concept. Let's explore that some more.
Maybe they would answer some of these.
10 plus. I feel like there's more that we're missing.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. Someone on YouTube or something is going to be screaming at us or whatever.
This.
What about this? This is terrible.
So let me ask: are you guys set on your scores?
I am. I had fun.
Oh, come on. Both of you.
No, I
think 7.8 is fine. I had fun.
7.2 for me in my rating system, a middle of the road between you two.
Look, it does not take a lot to entertain me, right?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's good.
I was entertained. I think going to the movie theater probably helped also.
Yes.
Yeah, I think seeing it
is that what it
at
was?
home would have
seeing
been
that
worse.
in the theater was so much better than seeing it.
Is that what it was, though?
I don't think so. I don't think it had.
I think I would have been
play.
entertained at home also.
Okay.
I was entertained the whole time. So, 7.2, worth it. Go see it in theaters. We need more people in theaters. So go see it.
We've said it many times, save the movie industry.
That's not the only reason I'm saying worth it. It was worth it for me because I enjoyed it, obviously. After the movie, we talked and I was like, yeah, that was fun. I enjoyed it. Mm-hmm. It might have been more with the theater atmosphere or something like that, but
I think that helped. But do you think that helped your score at all?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I think I'm just going to... I'm sticking with my 5.
I think it did give it a better score for me in the sense that I was able to focus on what I enjoyed about it, right? If I had seen it at home, I might have been distracted by other things and maybe missed things that I liked about it.
Yeah.
Maybe you'd have less unanswered questions.
That's true, but then you guys could have brought it up, and I could have been like, how did I miss that? How did I miss that? And I could have just looked like a moron who didn't get the movie at all, right? So we're sticking with our scores then?
Yeah.
Are all of us worth it? Is it worth a watch?
Yes, worth the watch.
Awesome.
Go make up your own mind. Tell us what you think.
Tell us if you actually answered the questions. if
you're yelling at us.
Yeah.
This is at a 5.8 with 2,000 reviews on. Last I checked on IMDb, I think that's a little low. I could IMDb always take it with a grain of salt, but I think it's a touch too low.
about right.
We're at 6.7.
I think
though.
our 6.7 is a pretty.
I think that's a fair
score.
score.
Fair score.
6.7, and all of us worth it.
I hope next week I bring the averages up.
Let's talk about next week. We are doing Zack Snyder's Justice League, the long-awaited.
Stop saying it's bad already. You haven't seen it.
I'm already taking it.
For those of you who don't know the history behind this, Justice League released 2017,
Yes,
I believe
so.
Almost 4 years ago, right? Zack Snyder left the project. Joss Whedon, who did the Avengers, took over, and it was a trash movie. Had all these issues with it, and there were tons of footage made, but like hardly any of it used. Warner Brothers said, keep this movie under 2 hours, don't make it more than 2 hours. All these issues, there's such a huge uprising, whatever, that fans have now made it to where Warner Brothers has brought back Zack Snyder to put together what would be considered the true vision
Of Justice League. 4 hours of Justice League.
4 hours of it. If you have HBO Max, you can see it there.
We're going to go to the theater, aren't we?
Is it in the theater?
I hope so.
I'll go see it in the theaters.
That's a movie you want to watch in the theater.
Now, here's the thing.
You might have to sit by Dallas so I don't punch him.
At this moment, it's at a 75% with 100 views on Rotten Tomatoes. Do with that what you will. Some overwhelmingly positive scores. I still trust Zack Snyder because of 300 and Watchmen.
Yeah.
I love those movies. So we'll see what it does. Please join us for Justice League next week. If you're on YouTube, like and subscribe right now. Please subscribe. We've been growing. Be one of the first ones. Our Instagram has been growing. You guys have been great responding.
Yes, thank you.
Shout out to a follower, Tyler Durden, one of our followers. Great guy. I don't know who he is.
He's
always
awesome.
commenting. Always
Thank you.
Big shout out. He listens. Big shout out. If you want to have a shout out, please comment, like. We'll do that. Anyways, this has been the Common Critic on the Fed by Ravens Media Network.